Hello, today is May 9th, and welcome to the Battery Baseball Podcast. I am Cody.
I am Ricky, if you've listened before.
Yeah, you should already know our voices by now. Action-packed show today.
We got a lot on the docket.
I feel like intentional talk and everybody else always gets to use that. Action-packed show today. We got a big show for you, and we really do. So much so that we could not use our normal platform, and we're back using GarageBand, so
we're expected to go on and ramble on you guys a little bit. This is personally a show that I could not wait to have.
Mm-hmm.
And the great thing is when I talked to you about the topics, it seemed like you were just as excited. So,
and I told you that the Angels thing had been on my head for a couple of days because I saw something similar. I think it was the other day I was on Twitter, and it was, I don't remember who said it, but he said the same thing, and I just was like, it won't happen, but that's something really cool to think about, or really good to think about. So yeah, that thing's been on my head all week pretty much.
You want to just start off with that then, since we're talking about it?
We can go ahead and start with that.
Okay. I was listening to the Baseball Tonight podcast today on the way back home from work. Mm-hmm. Buster only brought to my attention that there's a story, not necessarily a story, but there's ifs and buts and whatever you want to call it, going around that should the Angels just blow up the roster they have, including trading Mike Trout and seeing what you get back for him. Now, before I say anything else, I would like to say I feel like you do trade Mike Trout, you get
whatever you want.
Yeah, it's almost endless possibilities as to what you would get back. Now, on the more realistic side, Mike Trout should be an Angel for his entire career. I do not see a reason in the nearby future that you would ever want to get rid of a player of his caliber. Still easily top 5 player in the game. In my opinion, he's still the best all-around player, and somebody's going to have to put together a really good full season for me to feel differently about it, because even last year, which some might say was a down year, and I know Bryce Harper had a great year, over in Washington. Mike Trout still had a really good year. I looked up the stats and told my dad the other day. He still hit, I want to say like 280. I want to say he got 30 home runs. The defense will always be there. He's a 5-tool player.
Yes,
one of the very few that we have in this game.
Absolutely.
I just don't understand why you would be so quick to get ready to trade him when he had 3 straight years where he could have won the MVP 3 straight years.
Yeah, you're right. I think they definitely should trade Mike Trout. I don't know that I believe anymore with Derek Jeter and Chipper Jones being gone. I don't believe anymore in the one team forever
entire career.
Yeah, those players are gone.
There's a guy in New York that would beg to differ with you. I think he was once referred to as a run-of-the-mill third baseman.
You're right. Okay, so he's the last of Mohicans when it comes to spending your whole career with one team. I think that you should trade him because any team will give you their entire farm and probably any MLB-ready talent they've got for a guy like Mike Trout. I know a team down here that would probably kill for Mike Trout.
Right.
And I just saw a guy on Twitter actually say, could the Braves trade for Mike Trout? Now, I didn't read into it because I knew we were about to get ready to start recording and everything. But I absolutely think that if you are 29 other teams in baseball, and 1, you got a hole in center field, 2, you got the money or the farm talent to do it, you might as well go ahead and try.
Yeah. And the reason why I disagree with you on this is not so much. I agree with you. I think the days of us pretty much locking a player into where they came up, that those days are gone.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. But with the Angels, what I'm saying is I'm not letting him walk away. That's the point I'm trying to make. If you're the Los Angeles Angels, you give him anything he wants until he gives you reason not to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is the center of that franchise right now. He's going to be the center of that franchise for years to come. Should be. He's a player that you build around.
This is now the 6th season with Albert Pujols out there.
Right.
They've won 1 division title.
Okay.
Something's not working.
We're not talking. It's not Mike Trout.
We know.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody who follows the game knows that.
Blow up everything else. But you keep Mike Trout. That's the one guy. He essentially, even more so actually, I go on to say, he is the equivalent of Freddie Freeman to the Braves. You know what I mean?
Why is Barry Melrose in the crowd? Sorry. Yeah, he absolutely is equivalent to what the Braves did tear everything down and kept Freddie. But it's not like the West is getting any worse out there. I just don't see why you keep him. Clearly, you guys aren't going to win. You just had 2 pitchers tear their UCLs. If I was a GM, I'm literally about to rape and pillage someone's farm system if they come calling. I'm going to make them available, see what every team in baseball wants to offer, and I'm going to see what it takes to get them. Or I'm going to see what it takes. I'm going to see what other people are willing to give me to get him. Because he is arguably the best player in the game all around. I don't argue that at all. I just think that even as special a talent as Mike Trout is, sometimes you have to part with that special talent.
And I get where you're coming from, and it makes sense.
Because if you're not winning with Mike Trout, and I'm not saying it's Mike Trout's fault you're not winning, but you're not winning with him as your centerpiece now. Why not build for the future and try again?
The guy is, 24 years old? 23, 24
I think he just turned 25 in August.
He is the future. Technically, he hasn't even gotten into his prime yet, right? Technically.
You're right. Statistically, your prime is from 26 to 32.
He's got to at least stay there through his age 29 season, I would think.
And he's locked up through 2020, so he will be there
through
age 29.
Barring he gets traded.
Yeah.
In my opinion, they've got enough pieces to somewhat piece together a decent farm system. And by trading those pieces away, Mike Trout would have to be okay with knowing that you're not going to be good for 2-3 years. You know what I mean? He has to be okay with that. And I don't have Mike Trout on my speed dial, so I don't know how he
we
feels
don't know
about
his
that.
feelings about the rest of the team. But look at this. You just lost Jelty out there in L.A. for 6 to 8 weeks. He tore a ligament in his thumb.
Another piece that is very attractive to other people, though.
Yeah. Albert Pujols clearly has not been the guy that they thought they were getting when they signed him for $154 million for 10 years or whatever it was. Or was it more than that?
It might have been more.
I think
than
it was
that, I think he was making
$254.
I think he was making like $180,000 a game.
Yeah. So you don't have you don't have. I don't know that the Angels have the pieces now to contend as it is.
No, and I'm not saying they do.
And like I said, it's been 6 years now, or this is the 6th season since, fifth season because 2012. It's been the 5th season since Albert Pujols has got there. I mean, you got Cole Calhoun, right? I don't know who's playing left. C.J. Crone, I know sometimes. But I don't know, man. I'm all about breaking that up. I'm all about it. Go ahead, bust that team up. Get everything you can. You got to think you're going to get 5, 6 farm hands, maybe more than that. If you are real bold, you might be able to get 2 or 3 MLB ready pieces.
You're right. I mean, Mike Trout warrants...
The possibilities are endless with a name like Mike Trout.
He warrants an amazingly great return. Mm-hmm. He does. And this isn't me necessarily speaking as a fan or anything. I'm trying to speak as a GM. You trade Mike Trout, you're saying a couple things. You're saying we are giving up for the foreseeable future. Mm-hmm. You're telling your fans, in a sense, the same way we felt when everybody got shipped off in Atlanta, you don't want us to come to the game. Mm-hmm. That's taking money out the seats. Mm-hmm. I mean, Mike Trout, for all intents and purposes, is the reason people go to those games right now. Mm-hmm. With the way they're looking. Because you never know what you're going to see from them on a night in, night out basis.
Yeah. But we talked about it earlier this season. The Angels are the Clippers of baseball.
Mike Trout is better than Chris Paul, respectively.
You're right. But that team has accomplished just as much with talent the way the Clippers have.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't
how
disagree
many
with
titles
that.
the Clippers got?
I wouldn't disagree with that. But, on the other hand, are the Clippers ready to just trade away Blake Griffin?
I've heard his name come up in trade talks.
I have to, actually. Yeah. That was a bad one. That was a bad one. Chris Paul?
I've actually read an article that it's time to bust that show up, too. So
I'm not... and this is just me speaking as a GM, like I said, because I really couldn't care less if they busted up the team as a fan. I mean, it literally doesn't affect the Braves worth a hill of beans unless we get Mike Trout. But I just don't think that that's a piece that you need to try to get rid of. I just feel like you try to build around him. You try whatever you can. You open up. You clear up cap space for free agents. You trade away those pieces, like we said. Cole Calhoun, get something decent back. Who else do they have? They've got to do a better job. They should have got. Well, I don't know what they got from Mark Trumbo, or was Mark Trumbo in a walk year?
I think it might have been a free agency thing. Okay. And if so, they probably didn't get a whole bunch in return. Here's the thing I saw on Reddit. It was from the Tomahawk Take article, which is a blog that's written. I don't know if you ever checked them out. It's the Braves and Angels. They'd be a good trade match. Both of them having down years. The Angels have no farm system. They got rid of most of it to get Andrelton. Not to mention they traded their shortstop, which has been having a terrible year this year, and now their shortstop's hurt. The Braves need 1 or 2 big pieces and have a lot of farm depth. So would you trade Julio Teheran, Nick Markakis, Lucas Sims, Tyrell Jenkins, and either Malik Smith or Ender Inciarte for Mike Trout, which would make our lineup look like this if we kept Malik's? It would be Malik's, Ozzie Albies, Mike Trout, Freddie Freeman, Dansby Swanson, Rio Ruiz, whoever's going to play catcher, Hector Olivera, and pitcher. That's the lineup that I want to see as a Braves fan. It would be a fantastic deal. And maybe I'm thinking that we should trade for that they should trade Mike Trout because maybe he ends up as a Brave.
Yeah, I feel like our odds are getting a little big.
Yeah, that's me being wishful and whatnot, but I absolutely see no reason that the Angels should really hold on to him other than to put butts in seats. They're not winning with him.
No,
they're not. Trade and see if you can start over. And I mean, they found Mike Trout at the end of the first round, so clearly their scouting department
needs help.
Pretty good.
Needs help. Well, yeah, their scouting department is good. The other 24 scouting departments need help.
Yeah,
but
Maybe they can find the next Mike Trout after they trade this Mike Trout to us.
You're not gonna find another Mike Trout.
You're right. That is a once in a
Because
generation talent.
name one more person that can do everything at the exceptional level that he does it. Name one other person in the majors right now.
Couldn't do it.
You're not gonna find another Mike Trout. Mike Trout is. Derek Jeter wasn't even a Mike Trout. Now, Mike Trout isn't a Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
But you're not going to find another Derek Jeter for another 50 years or so.
That's true.
You know, these guys are guys that you hold on to them as long as you can, and you try to build around them. That's just how I feel about
I feel like
it.
the Angels have tried to do that, and it just hasn't worked. And
well,
I know
with the pieces that they added, man, things just did not work out. Who would have thought David Freese was going to come and that was personally, I think hindsight obviously being 2020, that was a waste because they gave him that money thinking he was going to be a big piece after one
postseason run. Yeah, I mean,
after
dude
one
got hot in
series.
the postseason, and that was it.
You know, Albert Pujols, great in St. Louis. He was absolutely great. But he struggled early. Then he started getting injured.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, you paid for an older superstar anyway. I think he was 32 when he signed that deal. Or he was at least in his 30s, obviously.
Yeah,
I want to say he was 32.
And yeah, because when he signed, he would have been signed through his age 42 season.
Yeah.
And it was thought, okay, he can play first base for the first 5 years he's there. Maybe you move him to a DH spot later in his career.
Exactly. Not what he panned out to be.
Mm-mm.
Who else did they have around him?
Josh Hamilton was out there.
Josh Hamilton. Absolutely nothing.
No production, nothing but injuries. You paid a whole bunch of money to nobody, basically. He was just dead space.
Absolutely nothing. So I say all that in order to say this. Why we can't pretend like Mike Trout is the problem, and you have to do a better job of surrounding him with people that give you a chance to win. You have to. He's gonna do what he does.
Yeah, and I don't think Mike Trout's a problem at all. If anything, he's been the one saving grace.
He's been the one
to a failed project out there.
He's been the one shining star in Los Angeles, Anaheim. I don't know how to refer to it, but he's been the one shining star throughout his entire tenure there when they were supposed to be contending. Look, I'm gonna tell you his stats from last year. He hit 41 home runs. 32 doubles, 172 hits, 104 runs, 90 ribbies. That's a stat that I look at as not totally being on him. Because if he hits 41 home runs, somebody's got to get on fucking base.
Yeah.
He had 92 walks. He hit 299. OBP was 402. Slugging 590. Like, he's going to do his job. You have to surround him with people that can help him out. You have to. And
you're right.
That's on them. I feel like you sit down with Mike Trout, you have a talk. You're like, hey, we dropped the ball. Just try to hang with us for another 5 years. Or maybe even reconstruct this contract. Give him a player option in 5 years. If he doesn't like it, he can leave. But as of right now, I think you blow up the team, you keep Mike Trout, and you try to figure something out to go around him within those next 5 years. To at least give him hope or give him a thought that this team is headed to do really good things.
Yeah. I mean, I see where you're coming from. I just don't see that that's what they're going to do. I feel like if it was, they would have been more aggressive in the offseason. I know they've got a huge payroll because they are still paying. I want to say they're still paying most of Josh Hamilton's salary.
Right.
They're still paying Albert Pujols clearly, and Mike Trout. Mike Trout got big money recently,
And
so
they need a GM to get in the office and do something to get rid of that stuff. Like John Hart, when you take a step back and look at it, he did wonders for the Braves payroll.
mm-hmm.
He has done complete wonders. And that's why we're so excited about the Braves in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
The Angels could be that. The only difference is we ain't got a Mike Trout. We don't have a Mike Trout at the center of ours.
Mm-hmm.
If the Angels do, think about how good that team could be.
You're right. I mean, like I said, I get where you're coming from. I just think that if it hasn't happened yet, and you've got one divisional title in 5 years, and you were put out in the first round after you've won 95 games, I just don't see it. I don't see that your franchise is serious about contending or trying to get better pieces in there.
Right.
And again, I understand as well that with a big payroll that it's hard to get pieces in there. So I mean, and we're not saying that Mike Trout is an issue or that he's a disruption or anything like that. It's just,
as far as I know, he's a great teammate.
Yeah, it's just at this point, I just don't see how it gets much better. And if you've got teams that are willing to give up everything when they come calling about them, why not? Like if they get 5 or 6 really good offers and they pull the trigger on one of them and they get the top 5 or 6 prospects in someone's system and 2 or 3 major league ready pieces, I'm doing it all day long.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. We've got the trade deadline coming up at the beginning of August this year, so we shall see what does end up happening. And as a Braves fan, I will hold out hope that maybe we do trade away and get Mike Trout. That will definitely make me way more excited to go to a new stadium next year. But let's move on to what was next. We got to talk about 7 plate appearances from Bryce Harper. No official at bats. He's walked 7 times this year?
He walked 6. Got
Walked
hit by a
6
pitch
times.
once.
Okay. Dude still reached base 6 times.
7
times, my bad.
Yeah, he reached base 7 times.
Yeah, I'm having an off day. It's crazy that I don't know. I don't think that they're scared of him because it worked out. It's not like they got beat on it at all, the
Right.
Cubs. So I don't necessarily think it was they were scared. I think that Joe Madden just knows what he's doing.
And as you know, I've watched a lot more Cubs games this year than I have probably in my entire life before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gaining more and more respect for the things that Joe Madden does. It almost reminds me of how much respect I have for Bobby watching him manage.
Mm-hmm.
It, like you said, hindsight, it obviously worked out. And I saw, we can get to this in a second, but I saw Dusty did something tonight. He threw Daniel Murphy behind Bryce Harper.
Mm.
But when you have a Ryan Zimmerman hitting behind Bryce Harper,
Mm-hmm.
why not walk him?
Yeah.
And watching the game, some people thought that he was being intentionally walked.
Mm-hmm.
Throw 4 pitches anyway to make them think that you're trying to get him out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was that. The pitches that were being thrown were sinkers down and away. Hey, if you catch the zone, you catch it. If you don't, he can't beat you on a pitch like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a close game. Don't let this guy swing the bat one time and beat you.
Yeah.
Because he's shown that he can do that.
Yeah, and he absolutely will.
Yeah. So I think it was more respect being given to Bryce Harper than anything, and I don't disagree with it, honestly. I thought it was a great call by Joe Madden. I think that he is making early push for manager of the year.
Mm-hmm.
it was a beautiful. It was it was a beautiful game plan, in my opinion.
Joe Madden was a guy in Tampa Bay that utilized the shift a lot, so he pays attention to the statistics. I know he's not. I wouldn't say he's very big on all of the analytical stuff. Like I said, he used the shift a lot in Tampa Bay. So he's not scared of analytics. And I think he knows that it is a part of the game. And I'm sure that came into the decision to intentionally walk him.
Oh, it was 3 of them, I think. It might have been more, but at least 3 of them were intentional.
Yeah, so I think that absolutely you have to give it to Joe Madden because, like we said, it worked.
He was pulling stuff that we see on the show, though. There were runners on first and second, and he intentionally walked Bryce Harper.
I mean, sometimes you got to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you have faith in your defense and your pitcher to come back and get the next guy or the next 2 guys, whatever the situation may have been. Yeah, you definitely have to pay your respect to Joe Madden for knowing his situations and who's up next and everything. Is there a way that you can combat that going forward?
I mean,
can Dusty Baker prevent that from happening?
The best thing I can think of.
Guys?
The best thing I can think of is what he did tonight. Throw somebody that's hitting 400 behind him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing you can do. I mean, because anybody that's not posing near the threat that Bryce Harper's posing, so what? Definitely the lesser of 2 evils.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you put Bryce Harper on to face Daniel Murphy, now you just put a runner on for somebody who's been hot all year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like you have to pick your poison. Who do you want to get beat by?
Which is the lesser of 2 evils? Mm-hmm. Honestly, I don't know. Now, you can throw to Bryce Harper and he hits a solo shot, or you can throw to Daniel Murphy, he hits a RBI double.
Yeah. Or a 2-run shot, because Daniel Murphy is known to leave the yard a time or 2.
Exactly.
So it's not like you can't do it, but I don't know.
It's the lesser of 2 evils when you're playing that game. And I think Dusty was really great for making that move the next game.
Mm-hmm.
Letting everybody know, yeah, he was thinking about it and he's trying to fix it. That's one of the reasons I love Dusty Baker, and I hope he finds his way to Atlanta before I die. I really do.
Well, I gotta think that most of Dusty's good managing years are probably going to be wasted and spent up there in Washington. He's not getting any younger, so I don't know that we'll see Dusty Baker.
Hey, you hope we get Bryce. I mean, you hope we get Mike Trout. I hope we get Dusty Baker.
Neither one are really too realistic, you know. I'm not scared to admit it.
As long as we both know that, though. So.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm being so hopeful. It's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
I should just go ahead and give up on it.
You should. But, hey, if you want to hold out hope, buddy. But, yeah, I think that's the only way that you can try to combat that. I can't think off the top of my head of anything that would make it better. That would change them wanting to walk Bryce Harper.
I can't either.
I don't know why you showed me that.
I don't either. I don't know why I had to see that.
Sorry, guys. Something's going on in studio.
Yeah. Sorry, it took our attention away from the bigger... I don't know. So we've talked about our 2 biggest topics. We're going to move on to something now that we talk about on a regular basis with the future of baseball. It's brighter than it ever has been, arguably. With last year, we had a great rookie class. This year, those guys are older and more mature and better. So it's this is a topic that we came up with the other night, which we tried to do when we're not actually recording. We try to come up with topics that invoke discussion, and one that we had to hold off on talking about was a player from each team under the age of 27, and we're going to try to go team by team and find one, at least one. Do you want to like alternate teams or?
We can do that. Do you want to do a pitcher and position player, or just pitcher, or just position player, or just a player?
I think it can just be a player that's going to make a huge impact on their team.
Okay, huge impact.
Yeah, that's under the age of 27.
Gotcha. Okay, so we can start with the NL East. Let's just go ahead. You can take the first one, the Braves.
I'll go Braves. Ender Inciarte, depending on how long he's here. I don't know if he's going to be trade bait, but if he stays, I think that he does pay dividends in the end. I think that it'll prove that we won that Shelby Miller trade, which despite him having a great outing here in Atlanta over the weekend, I still think we have won that trade.
So far, we have, for sure.
So I'm going to go Ender Inciarte.
Okay.
I love his defense. I love the speed that he can bring when he's healthy, clearly, since we missed him for, like a month?
Yeah.
So we'll move on and go Phillies.
That's a tough one. Odubel.
Mm-hmm.
Odubel. I'm not going to lie. I've seen a lot more fruits of his labor on Diamond Dynasty than real life, but the skill's obviously there.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be one. I definitely think he's trade bait. I don't see him being a Philly for long.
No.
They're having a pretty decent start to this season, but how long can they really keep that up? Because I don't see Rhino being this hot all year, much less 2-3 years after.
Mm-hmm.
But I see Odubel being a pretty decent ball player for.
I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, years to
come. He makes a good leadoff hitter, good contact guy with speed, and he can play multiple positions. He can play center. He can play the two middle infield positions.
Right.
So that's valuable as well.
Okay. Washington.
Too easy. Bryce Harper.
The rest of them too easy.
Don't even have to say anything else.
The rest of them in the NL East are too easy. That's what I was thinking.
You're right. You gave me an easy one, so I'll lob this one up for you. The New York Mets. Take your pick.
Yeah. Who am I throwing out there? Game 1 starter, Game 1A starter, Game 1B starter. Oh, wait. Game 1C starter.
Yep. Pretty sure there's one guy in their rotation that doesn't fit our criteria. So
and he hit a home run, though.
Yeah, so just go ahead and give me one name. It works.
I'm going to go with the lesser of 4 evils and say Steven Matz.
Which still isn't bad at all, man. So what? He's your 4th starter. Guess what? He's still one of the best starters in baseball. So, absolutely. The NL East has a plethora of talent, young talent. So, yeah, that's a good one. I kind of expected you to go with one of the bigger names, but I commend you for taking someone that doesn't get the attention everyone else
gets.
He
deserves, I think.
Right.
I'm not necessarily saying that he deserves what Matt Harvey gets, Thor, or even Zach Wheeler, but he deserves more than what he gets.
Jacob deGrom is a name you didn't mention either.
Jacob deGrom, Rookie of the Year, right?
Yeah.
Wow. My bad. So I wasn't even thinking about him. Game 1D starter also.
Yeah. They've got 5 ace type pitchers. It's not fair.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They could go through a 7-game series and throw 6
different pitchers, and you got a chance to win all 6 of those games. And then it turns back over in Game 7. So,
and you just pick who picks the best in games 1 through 4.
Yeah. So I'll finish the NL East off. I'm gonna stick with the starting pitcher, and I'm gonna go Jose Fernandez.
Of course. I mean, it was kind of. Where else would you go?
Yeah, guy swings a hot stick too. So since you want to talk about pitchers that can take them deep,
Pitchers that rate.
Yeah. Let's move to the NL Central, or do you want to do AL East, or do you want to stay in the National?
We can do the AL East.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you with the New York Yankees.
Yankees. Greg Bird.
I think he's older.
I don't think so. I'm gonna look it up real quick. But just
definitely think
sure.
He's older than 27. Also, I don't know if I too much agree with him being somebody that's going to have a definite impact on that team's success.
I do, but here, I'll give you my reasons. Left-handed power. He plays in a small ballpark.
Right.
Yeah, he was born 10 days before you, so he's under 27.
I think so, yeah. I think that qualifies.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, small ballpark. He can DH or play first. I think he can play left as well. I'm not sure. Yeah. No, that says bats left. I'm a dummy. We all make mistakes. It's okay. Calm down. He can also pinch run. He pinch ran in a game last year. So Greg Bird's going to be my pick for the Yankees. I'm going to send it to Baltimore.
Oh, that's easy. You make that too easy. There's this guy that plays on the hot corner that hit 2 dingers yesterday. Goes by the name of Manny Machado.
He's also been playing short a lot lately, which was
I did hear that they were going to try to move him over.
Yeah, because J.J. Hardy's hurt.
Yeah.
So they've got to have someone who can play.
And J.J. Hardy ain't going to be there as long as Manny Machado.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Manny Machado is a name I've heard a lot of good things about. Him and Bryce will be free agents the same year. And I've heard a lot of people say Manny could somehow get more money.
I believe it. I'm not saying Bryce is a bad defender, but I think Manny's better.
Mm-hmm.
And
that the whole he can play short, that's a premium position.
Exactly.
Teams will look at that. Wow, Golden State has really turned it around. Where are we going next?
I gotta give you one. Toronto.
Ooh, that one's a little tougher.
Yeah.
Toronto. How old is Kevin Pillar?
I think he fits.
We'll look it up real quick. Beauty of smartphones. If I can remember my password. Kevin Pillar is 27 on the dot. So I'll take it.
Devin Travis.
Yeah, I could have said Devin Travis as well. But I'm going to go with Kevin Pillar. He's got a hose. He's quick. Covers a lot of ground in center field. I think that they'll definitely try to hold on to him and Josh Donaldson. Where, like, Edwin may leave. Jose Bautista might leave. Yeah, that would have been a good one, too. Dang it. But, yeah, I really like Kevin Pillar. So we'll go to Tampa Bay.
Kevin Kiermaier.
2 of my favorite defensive center fielders in the game.
Yep. I knew you would have said it if I gave you Tampa Bay. That's why I was trying not to. And I feel like you know who I'd say when I give you this next one.
Oh, yeah.
So
we're going to agree on this one.
So I was hoping you'd throw me that one so I could be excited, and I was going to throw you back.
My bad.
Bo Sox.
Don't worry, I got you. Mookie Betts. We don't even really need to speak much on what he brings to that team.
Don't know too much about him defensively, honestly. I know he's not going to lose any games. I know he's got speed out there.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't really know too much about his arm.
I don't know that his arm is anything to like write home about, but definitely his bat.
But I know he's got power.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know he's got speed. As far as I know, he can hit for average.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a solid 4 tools, I think.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And he is really good, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Really he's exciting to watch too. He's a lot of fun to watch.
Very exciting.
We can go NL Central.
NL Central, okay. Go ahead.
I think we should save the best for last in that division.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with the Pirates.
Gregory Polanco.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, that one was easy.
I was gonna go Starling, but I don't know how old Starling Marte is.
You can go Starling. You can go Gregory. You can go Garrett Cole. You can go. Hell, how old is that? Khan. How old is he?
Jungho Khan. I think he's right at 27, and so is Starling Marte. So they would have just fit.
Okay. St. Louis.
St. Louis. Colton Wong.
Okay.
I like Colton Long.
Okay.
You know, I've liked him
much. I've liked him ever since he cried at the end of the World Series. For whatever reason, I felt like he's gotten better from that moment on. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, getting picked off on national television where
that's a terrible
the
way.
entire world is watching.
Yeah, that's just a terrible way to end it.
I mean,
but you learn from those things. As a young player, you get to learn from that. You get to see how to you get to grow from those kind of experiences. Yeah, Colton Wong gives you a lot of things at second base. And second base is a very thin position.
I feel like it. Yeah, I agree.
So for him to be one of the premier guys there, I like that. And he's in a winning ball club. A team that knows how to win and has won a lot more than our Braves have.
LOL.
I really like Colton Wong, and I hope he continues to get better and better and better and better and better.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Reds. That is a tough one.
That is a tough one, man. Trying to think pitchers they may have.
You got that Cuban, Raisel Iglesias.
No. He pitched terrible last time I saw him. You know what, man? I'm stumped, honestly.
And you can't really say Billy Hamilton because the dude can't get on base enough to be effective.
He's not, in my opinion, he's not set to have a good career.
Yeah, he's not going to make a huge impact as far as the team goes.
He'll be a pinch runner in the postseason. That's all he's slated to be right now.
And that really sucks because I liked Billy Hamilton when I found out about him, and I was like, man, this dude could steal 80 bases in the bigs.
You know what the problem is? He never got his teeth fixed.
That could be it.
That's what it is, man.
That could be it.
He never got his teeth fixed, so he was making enough money to do it. He should have done it.
Well, I mean, I feel like your teeth shouldn't have much to do with your baseball playing ability.
Well,
but, you know,
obviously he wasn't working with the teeth he had, so
he's doing something right in the minors. Because he was getting on. I think he stole over 100 bases one season in the minors.
He did.
Yeah, so
he did. But can you think of anyone that we could say
for the Reds? Mm-hmm. No.
Who's their second baseman?
Brandon Phillips.
I meant shortstop.
Zach Kozar.
No,
he's older.
Yeah.
We know Joey Votto is older.
No, Jay Bruce is older.
Yeah. The Reds might just not have much young
talent.
They
might not have.
Hey, they got 4 minor leaguers for Aroldis Chapman, so who knows?
Let's just name those.
Yeah, in the future, one of the guys' name was Rookie. That's what he goes by. So
that's great.
Yeah, I don't think there's a team or a player on that team that can make a huge impact for a long time.
That's young.
Yeah, that's young. because they've got established guys that have done it,
Right.
in Brandon Phillips and Joey Votto. But as far as young and up and coming guys, I don't see anybody that's going to just make an immediate impact as well as a meaningful impact for their career.
I don't either. Okay. Milwaukee.
Milwaukee might not have nobody either.
That's what I was thinking. They may not.
Luke Roy's like 30.
Ryan Braun's 30. I want to say.
He's starting his 30s.
They got rid of Gene Segura.
Yeah, which would have been my pick if he were still out there. But yeah, those two teams might be the only two in all of baseball.
So just ain't got none.
Yeah.
Scooter Gennett.
Yeah, Scooter Gennett.
He's a pretty decent ball player.
Yeah, I like him, and he's got some speed.
Yeah,
I like speed guys, speed/defense. That's what I look for in a baseball player. Also versatility. But yeah, Scooter Gennett, I guess we got to pick one. That means that you get the Cubs.
Anybody that isn't named Jason Hayward or Ben Zobrist or Dexter Fowler. Literally take your pick. Or David Ross, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Literally take your pick of the other 19 guys on the roster.
Yeah, you can go around the infield and pick one. Well, no, Ben Zobrist is playing in second. I've seen him in center field, too.
But wait, Javi Baez can play there.
Yeah.
So we could probably make an entire lineup of under 27 guys, or 27 and under guys. Can we try to do that real quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, Riz at first.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put Javier Baez at second.
Mm-hmm.
Addison Russell at short.
Found out he's got 2 kids and a wife today.
Some guys just get all the luck.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Bryant at third.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to say, if he was healthy, it'd be Kyle Schwarber.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, if he was healthy, I would put Kyle Schwarber behind the plate. Jorge Soler in left.
Okay.
J.A. in center.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to put it right? Oh, wait. This is what we're going to do. Tommy La Stella at third. Or Chris Bryant in left. Jorge Soler in right. J.A. in center. Jason Hamill. Is he 27?
Let's look that up. I feel like he's been in the league for a while.
Yeah, and I know Jake Arrieta's been in the league for a second, too.
Let's see. Jason Hamill. Who is 6'6"?
He's a big dude.
Yeah, man.
She is not.
33.
Look at.
Yeah, she's out. She looks a little stiff, man. She's probably check her pulse.
What about Jake Arrieta?
I think he's 29. 30.
Okay.
Just turned 30 in March.
So that's the one thing we can't do. We can't put a picture on the mound, but everybody else is 27 or younger.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man. And that is a very formidable.
That's a very good offense, like potent. That is dangerous if you face those 8 guys we just named. I mean, Javi Baez catches one, he's going to hurt you.
He had a walk-off the other day.
I mean...
Yesterday.
It's dangerous in the NL Central, man. So let's take it to the junior circuit, the AL Central.
Okay, Chicago White Sox.
White Sox. Avisel Garcia.
Trace Thompson.
Him. He's a Dodger now.
Oh, he is a Dodger now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, there you go for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
But
skipping ahead.
How old is Chris Sale? Because he came in when he was about 150 pounds soaking wet.
He's 27.
Boom.
Just turned 27. So, yeah, that one fits as well.
That one fits. Jose Abreu.
I think he's 28 this year.
Is he?
Yeah.
Pick up the ball. We're sorry, guys. We have the Golden State Portland game going on in the background.
29 this year.
Okay. Well,
But,
still, you
yeah, I'm
said
gonna go Avisel Garcia.
that works.
Who else is in the AL Central? The Indians.
Uh, Francisco Lindor.
Very good pick. Fantastic pick.
Yeah.
Finished second in the Rookie of the Year voting. Looks like he's only gotten better. So, not bad at all.
I'm a believer.
Yeah,
That's for sure. After I saw his defense, I'm a believer.
Definitely made me one as well. I love those defensive guys.
Minnesota.
Miguel Sano.
Really?
Yeah, he can play third, and man, does he swing that bat hard. Dude, when he catches them, it's scary. And I've known about Miguel Sano since that documentary.
Right.
So if you haven't checked that out, it's called, what is it called? Ball Player Pelotero. It literally means the same thing. But yeah, he's fantastic. He's young. He's gotten so much bigger since he was in that documentary as a 16-year-old kid. And, dude, he is going to be fantastic, especially in that ballpark. We both know that the ball flies there.
Yeah, no, I love the way the ball flies there.
I'll give you... We got Chicago, Minnesota, Cleveland, Detroit.
How old is JD Martinez? And if he's too old, how old is Nick Castellanos? And if he's too old, how old is Jose?
JD Martinez, 28. Nick Castellanos, 24.
There it is. Boom. Dude hit a home run today. So
I probably would have went Jose Iglesias there.
Okay, I was about to say that, but I couldn't. Yeah, but I couldn't remember if he was. I couldn't remember if he got traded from, because I haven't been watching Detroit. Like,
no, nobody.
Detroit's literally not on my radar right now. And I couldn't remember if he was traded from Boston or to Boston.
From Boston,
obviously now, but yeah, I couldn't get it in my head which one it was. I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
I feel like it's too late.
I just did, yeah. So anyway, AL Central. There's only one team left.
Yeah,
it's literally your favorite team.
You could not be more right about that. Let's see. I'll see. Oh, I'm gonna go Haas because he's my favorite Royal.
Is he?
Yeah, I love Haas. I don't know what it is about. Ever since that 2014 World Series, where like they kept showing him getting haircuts by black barbers, he's been my favorite Royal. And I know that's a terrible reason.
That is.
But I mean, my reason for liking Lorenzo Cain is even worse. He's married to a white woman, so like.
Yeah, we don't have to say everything.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go Haas. Great defensively.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even have to talk about his bat. I can just talk about what he gives you defensively.
Yeah, even when he's playing short.
Yeah, left-handed. Like we saw him talk about on Twitter. I feel like he's versatile enough to do it. Throw him out there, Yost, please. I would love that so much. Even if it's just for one game. We've already done the NL Central. Let's go NL West.
Okay.
We'll start with the Giants.
Joe Panic.
I feel like that's just about the only one they've got under 27 now.
That's what I was thinking.
Because Buster Posey, I think, is 28.
Yeah, and I don't think Mad Bum's under 27 or 27. I don't think Brandon Crawford is. Brandon Belt just looks old.
Yeah.
But I said Joe Panic, so.
Yeah, Joe Panic's got a ring already. He's
Diamondbacks.
Gene Segura.
Good one.
Yeah, only because he was stuck in my head.
Good one. How old is Goldie?
Goldie might still be under that 27. I can never remember how to spell his last name, though. 28. Born in 1987.
Only if we would have done this last year.
You're right. Yeah, so Gene Segura. Who's played for a while? I need to check and make sure.
I think he came in the league when he was 19.
Yeah, because he's 26 this year.
Yeah.
Let's see who done Arizona, the Giants, the Dodgers.
Trace.
Okay.
It's still stuck in my head.
Okay.
I wonder if I don't know if I can think of anybody else.
For the Dodgers?
Yeah,
Jock Peterson, Corey Seager.
Boom. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just being stupid.
They got young talent out there.
Yeah.
They got rid of J-Roll.
For you, Padres.
Who do the Padres even have on their team? San Diego. Drawing a blank. Is Tyson Ross under 27?
I think so. I haven't been that young since he came up as a young
He's
pitcher.
29.
Well, maybe it has been.
Will Myers.
Boom.
Will Myers is still 25.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And he's been playing big league ball now for a few years. So, because I remember when the Royals traded him to Tampa Bay for James Shields. So that leaves who does that leave? Colorado.
Trevor Story.
Or Nolan Arenado.
Or DJ LeMahieu.
Or I think that's about as far as it goes. But those are still three really good pieces. Like DJ LeMahieu's got a Gold Glove.
Nolan Arenado is on his way to another Gold Glove.
Yeah. Not to mention that he's an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
I think for real this year he could be a front, or not necessarily a front runner, but
I think he could be a front runner.
A serious candidate.
I think he could be a front runner.
Yeah.
Like, because when I think front runner, I'm thinking 2-3 guys. I think he could be in that.
Yeah. Him, Bryce, and probably Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah.
Let's go AL West. We'll start with the easy one. The Angels.
Well, I gotta go to you first.
Oh, my bad.
And I don't want to say the Angels, so I'm gonna go Oakland.
Oakland. Ooh.
Don't you dare say Marcus Semien.
No, his defense is terrible.
Yeah.
He's gotten rocked his first few starts.
But
I know
he's gonna turn it around.
He's gonna turn it around. Like he's only pitched twice, maybe 3 times since he got called up. I'm gonna go Sean Manaea. I really like his hair. I like that he just lets it do whatever it wants.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were gonna go Sonny Gray.
Then I'm gonna go Sean Manaea. I think that he's gonna be a pretty good left-handed pitcher when he finally settles down.
Right.
Maybe he needs some more seasoning down in the minors before he figures it out. But Draymond, get you some.
No.
Oh God.
Okay, sorry.
So we did Oakland. I'm gonna send it to Seattle.
Felix. He's 27 this year, I think.
I think so. Let me check that. Let's just fact check. I've done a lot of that tonight.
The King, man. I think
he's 30. Yeah, because he got
the
first
deal
start
when he was 27.
Yeah, his first start he was 19, and he hasn't been back down since.
I mean, yeah, but that's another reason why I thought he was 27. Though, just makes you realize how long he's been in the league and been good. But okay, dude, I had a hard time. My boy, fast dude. I can't remember his name. His last name is James.
James Jones.
James Jones.
Yeah, number 99.
I'm gonna say him because of a couple reasons. One, he has that speed that is undeniable. From what I remember, his glove wasn't bad. I mean, his back's just got to come around.
Yeah, they got a good little shortstop out there though. His name's Ketel Marte.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll step it up too. All right, so that's Seattle. You done Oakland and Seattle.
The Angels.
Mike Trout. I hate
It's
that
too
we just
easy.
keep talking about him, but
It's too easy.
he's already made an impact for the last 5 years. And that's not going to stop no matter where he's at. He may not be in the AL West next year, but regardless of where he is, he's going to continue to make an impact. With that being said, dang, how many teams? Why are we forgetting teams?
I'm not.
Who's left?
The Astros and the
Rangers. Okay. The Rangers. Who you got?
Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
Elvis is young.
Yeah. Elvis, Rougned Odor. Mm-hmm. Oh, Leonis Martinez up in Seattle. I forgot about that name, too.
I did know that. I didn't know it, but I did know it.
But, yeah, so, okay. Elvis. I probably would have went the Rougned Odor. Still don't know where Jurickson Profar went. Or why he just disappeared.
Did you just text me that out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Or did you see something?
No, I was thinking about the Rangers one night. I think I was trying to finish their collection on the show. And I was like, where's Jurickson? And he wasn't there. And apparently he's just been hurt a bunch. So he keeps getting sent back to the AAA.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it's terrible because I really thought he was going to... He homered in his first game.
That's pretty funny.
I really thought that things were looking up for Jurickson. And got one more team finish it out.
Yeah, Houston.
I love him so much. He's going to be one of the best shortstops for a long time to come. Carlos Correa, 6'4". He's only going to get more muscular and bigger. He already can crush the ball. He plays fantastic defense. I think we're looking at a perennial Gold Glove candidate there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's too easy, but I could have made a case for George Springer.
Because there's somebody who's, better than even your boy. He's a little 5'8" guy.
Yeah, if he's even that tall.
Yeah, if he's even that.
Yeah. Jose Altuve. Tyler White.
I don't think he's 27.
You think he's older?
Mm-hmm.
Look.
I think he is. Because he was held down in minors for a while.
25.
Oh, okay.
So
My bad. So, yeah, that works. Can you look up his stats, too, real quick?
Yeah.
Can we just speak I just want to speak on that for a second. Because I saw the other day he went 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. So, obviously, he's still kind of hot.
Google's killing me right now.
It's amazing to me how that bat stays in the minors for so long.
Well, they had, what was his name? John Singleton, who they thought was going to come up and be.
But trade him for pieces or something.
Yeah.
From what I heard, he stayed down that long because of his. I don't necessarily want to say his body makeup, but that's what it was. He doesn't look like an athlete. He doesn't look like somebody that can rake.
5 home runs, 15 RBI, 8 walks, 26 strikeouts. He's hitting 247.
Really?
Yeah, his on base is 306.
He dropped bad.
Yeah, he's taking a little bit of a dip.
Okay. Not quite as high as I thought he was. But still. He's a formidable bat.
Mm-hmm. He's still got a positive WAR for the year. It's 0.4, but still positive. And that's better than being negative.
Yeah.
Because that means you're no better than whoever's down below you. So, that finishes our 30 teams. That just should let you know the future of the game is bright.
It's bright.
And if you guys hadn't thought about it, whoever listens to this, if you guys hadn't thought about that, this will definitely give you something to think about. And I just hope that the future of the game continues to grow.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it's only going to get better.
Yeah. We can talk about a guy who probably would have been on this list last year. Steven Strasburg. He got an extension today. So he's locked up for the foreseeable future, next 7 years.
Yeah, I still don't know how I feel about.
Do you think they overpaid?
Well, there's a couple of things I don't like about the deal in general. I feel like they should have waited at least a few more starts this year to see how he does before throwing him that money. And like I said when we talked about it earlier, I didn't like the fact that news broke
while he was pitching
in the middle of the game. It was like the third inning, and I'm getting updates to my phone saying they signed a crazy contract. There's a couple of things wrong with that, in my opinion. That means that the deal was signed today.
Mm-hmm.
That means that on his pitching day, and I've heard how much of a routine pitchers are on their days to get the ball. He was thinking about other things, in my opinion. And that's why he goes out there and gives up a 2-run shot to Nick Castellanos in the first inning.
He's too busy thinking about all them zeros in his bank account now.
Yeah, and it's a lot of them.
Yeah.
But you still got a job to do.
Yeah.
And that job should always come first. And I just feel like today it wasn't necessarily at the forefront of his mind.
I think they got the win, though.
Yeah, they ended up walking it off. But he didn't get the win. They had to come back to get him off the hook.
Yeah. Well, I think that
Anthony Rendon.
175. Yeah, 175 for 7 years.
7 years, 175.
I think that's about what you were gonna get.
How did we not mention Anthony Rendon?
You hate him.
Yeah, but I mean, for the sake of argument, he fits here.
Yeah, he did fit in our discussion. I mean, but who do we say? Bryce Harper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not many better than that.
Yeah, I mean, I know Bryce Harper will be a free agent in a couple of years, but he's going to continue to make an impact for the Nationals, as much as I hate him and the Nationals.
Yeah. They're going to be a problem for a little while.
Yeah. I wish they were still the Expos and the Braves were beating up on them. Or I wish they were still the 05. Yeah, Rob Manfred said Mexico City and Montreal. So I don't really necessarily agree with the Mexico City, but I'm sure
I do.
I'm sure
if
Mexicans
you
love
listened to
baseball.
our first podcast when we came back, you know why.
I think it was the second one when we came back when you was calling people offensive names and stuff.
Well, if it was, go back and listen to it. And if it wasn't that one, go back and listen to the first one.
Listen to all of them.
And if it wasn't the first one, listen to the third. And if it wasn't the third, just re-listen to this one.
Yeah. We won't speak much more on Ricky's offensive comments, but just know if we were on a major sports network, Ricky would have been suspended.
Probably would have been fired.
Yeah. Yeah, because they
Probably
got rid
would've
of Kurt Schilling. Well, they got rid of
Kurt
Kurt
Schilling
Schilling.
kept messing up, though.
He kept doing it. He just didn't learn his lesson, so that's his own fault. I don't feel bad for him at all.
He wasn't good enough to just think he can say whatever he wants.
Is he not a Hall of Famer?
I don't believe so, actually. He might be.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is, though. He was a decent pitcher, but I mean, did he really have that great of a career, or was it just decent?
No, he fell short of the Hall of Fame voting. So
I didn't think he made it.
Says he lost votes because he's a Republican, but I don't think that has anything to do with it.
I feel like a lot of the people voting are Republicans.
Yeah. Yeah, that wraps up most of our major topics for the day. We've got one more small one. The Cubs continue their hot streak. They sweep the second best team in their division, the Pirates. They sweep the second best team in the National League, the Nationals. Where is their ceiling?
Where's the World Series this year?
Well, the way things are going, 4 games are going to be played in Chicago.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I forget. Well, yeah. Yeah, if the White Sox keep doing what they're doing. Well, their ceiling is the hottest bar in Chicago after Game 4. That's where their ceiling is.
You think it'll be a sweep?
If they keep playing like this, I don't see anybody beating them.
You're probably right. And
If they keep playing like this,
if everybody stays healthy,
right,
they're only down 1 piece.
And the thing is, though, it was such a big piece, and they took that hit like it was nothing, which makes me believe that unless 5 of those guys that we named earlier, we named their entire defensive lineup at 27 and under. Unless 5 of those guys go down, seriously, they could just plug somebody in.
I think even if 5 of those guys do go down, they probably got someone
waiting.
So, really all they've got to do is keep getting good pitching. It's not like I don't see them getting blown out. They're a hot offense.
Dude, the thing that's crazy is the way that they're winning these games. They've won. I saw a stat on Chris Bryant last night, and this was before he got the 2-run single to tie the game. Mm-hmm. He's hitting 452 in the 7th inning or later.
Jesus.
And I'm pretty sure you could go down that entire lineup, and they're all hitting a little too good for the 7th inning or later. But Chris Bryant is hitting 452.
And they say you can't quantify or measure clutch. And you probably can't, but that's probably the best indicator. If you got a guy hitting, hell, if a guy's hitting 300 in the 7th inning or later, that's what I want swinging the bat.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of Cubs, by the way, I hit 2 shots with Anthony Rizzo against the dude online earlier. I scored 7 runs. Anthony Rizzo drove in 7. A grand slam, a 2-run shot, and an RBI double in the 1st inning. It was fantastic. It was lovely. If you guys haven't, go pick up a PS4 and copy of MLB 16 The Show. They're not paying me for this plug. It's just because I love the game. Because I want more victims. I want to trash more people online.
It's pretty cocky.
You're right. But after that 7-1 win I had earlier.
It's not even that great of a win.
What?
7-1? I feel like we've beaten people by more.
I mean, probably. I know I've made people quit and I've run ruled people, but the way I did it was amazing because both of Riz's home runs were oppo in Chicago.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. We've discussed everything. Like Ricky said, go back and listen to everything if you haven't so far. Thank you for listening to this one as well.
Yeah, man, we appreciate everybody that has been listening. Mm-hmm. If you keep listening, we love you for it, actually.
We do.
We're really just having fun doing this, guys. And honestly, the more people that listen, the more it makes us want to do it. So just keep listening because we're just out here talking about the game that we really, really care about.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing.
And even in the description of the show, it just says 2 guys talking about their favorite game. That's all it is. And we hope you guys continue to listen. If you have friends that also love baseball, tell them to check it out.
Tell them to just check it out.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you're going to love everything we say. You're not going to agree with everything we say. Mm-mm. But it's all about just perspective. Yep. And we have a Twitter.
I'm back on Twitter as well, so
yeah,
we can plug our personal Twitters again.
Yeah, but I'd rather them just talk to the. I got some things on my Twitter I ain't really too happy about.
I think everybody does. That's nothing to be ashamed of.
But you guys can definitely mention the podcast Twitter, and just you guys can give us feedback, just like we're giving you our opinions. Mm-hmm. We are open to it. We might even start having a section where we answer fan questions. questions.
If we get them, I'd be all for it.
Yeah.
If we can get fan questions, I say we could dedicate 10, 15, 20 minutes just to their questions. I'd absolutely adore that. So, yeah, that's something to think about for next week's episode. Send us something. Like I said, I am back on Twitter at BrodyChill5. Ricky's not going to plug his because he's ashamed of his Twitter.
I'm not, but
Too
what's
many
our
boy
Twitter
pictures.
name?
At the Battery Baseball.
At the Battery Baseball.
Yeah, so just
because
send
we
some,
are the Battery Podcast.
Yes, so send some questions that way, feedback, suggestions. We don't care. Thank you for listening. I'm Cody.
And I'm Ricky.
All right, you guys have a great evening.
Thank you.